The story behind the Solver Moms is actually so hard to follow. Apart from their arc being incredibly unfinished, the three never seem to get much screen time or story. Hello, my name is Surmi, or Sirmi, whatever you want to call me, and today I'm going to try to debunk what happened to Yeva, Nori, and Alice, and what the patch and the solver could really do. Today I will mainly focus on Yeva since she branches out into a lot of other things, what they really went through, and did they really lose the solver altogether. So with that being said, let's get on to the video. The first we ever hear of Yeva is during episode 3, which is brought up in Doll's flashback and V murdering her parents. Yeva died alongside her husband, but what if I told you that was all a lie? For starters, let's restate what we know about Yeva. Yeva was a character forgotten in the mix. She's Doll's mom and wife to, this guy. Yeah. We don't know his name. She was tested in the cabin fever labs with Nori, and we get to see her in episode 7 and in only episode 7. She was shoved into a closet to supposedly calm down Nori or something else, and used her solver to save Dr. Chambers, which resulted in some interesting theories. She kind of blew up the planet and stabbed Nori in the face with a patch, then Nori summoned a Knoll, and then the Knoll got the planet, kaboomed, and, so the patch was lost. Explosion! Nori was seemingly patched, kinda, by the crucifix, but that was all lost. I'll get to how she got patched soon. Then everyone flew up to the surface, and only a couple drones were left behind to try and escape, and soon becoming victims of Alice being used for their parts, while Nori got married to Khan, giving birth to Uzi, and Yeva getting together with the one drone Liam didn't decide to name, and then having Doll. Oh my gosh. Now, we can actually tell what Yeva did behind the scenes through this cheerleader drone Doll, simply by what she does and her goals. Doll, after her parents presumably died, was able to access the solver passed down from her mother. I'll get on to what actually happened to Yeva in a bit, though Doll wanted to get revenge on V, the disassembly drone, who killed the couple. In the process, she constructed a plan to kill prom queens in her school, and then force V to be the prom queen. After V befriended Lizzie, Lizzie was friends with Doll and offered to help her in that situation, basically framing V for killing everybody at the prom. Doll at this point had the oil craving, which not only would she kill the prom queens, but eat them too. Uzi was almost eaten by Doll, though she was able to escape, and Lizzie helped her with the eating plan as well. Doll failed to get revenge on V, soon finding that Uzi also had the solver, and offered to help. She obviously had the information about how to handle the solver, or better, get rid of it altogether, offering all this to Uzi literally after fighting her at prom. But who gave her the information about the patch, since we can find her searching for a key bug to literally get the patch? It would be none other than Yeva. I'll pause on this for now, but let's look more into episode 7 for a second. When Tessa goes to blow up the computer in the mines, we can see information about all the drones corrupted with the solver. This list just shows what happened to these characters, the ones in dollar format being the ones that are now deceased. We can see Nori is in progress, probably stating that she's still alive, and in the process, having the solver. We can also see the name Yeva, and that's pretty cool. That's not blurred out or dulled. So, Yeva's alive! Now, a theory has been that the reason that her name isn't blurred is one of two reasons. It registers Doll as her offspring, or the catalog is just old. Now, hear me out on this. Oh, Rosie. I believe that Yeva is actually still alive, and before I prove this, I want to debunk these two theories first. Yes, it would make sense that it would register as Yeva's offspring, since we know oh, that's a ship. Yes, it would make sense that it would register Yeva's offspring, since we know Yeva as dead, but do we have proof that Doll would show up here? I mean, we could, since the key bug in episode 4 and 6 registered Doll and Uzi as their moms in the cabin fever labs, as their numbers. I believe that the reason that they were recognized as their mothers is because they resemble them so much. Their hair and eye color is the same as their moms. They could also be recognized as their mother through the catalog, but since Nori is alive, wouldn't it show Uzi up separately? No, it wouldn't. Doll and Uzi would never show up in the catalog since they were never registered in the system. Another question might be, is the catalog just old? No, the easy answer would be Alice is dead, and it shows that she's dead here. So, Yeva's alive. But didn't V kill her? Yes, or that's what you've been told. More like what we've been led to believe. We saw Yeva's dead body in Doll's kitchen, but Nori operates in a core of herself. So could this happen to Yeva? For sure. From all that we know, Yeva was led to believe that she's dead, however, she could very much still be alive in her core form. Now back to Doll and her solver So back to Doll and her solver troubles. What the fart? I can't even say that! Now back to Doll and her solver troubles. I got it down that time. Let's go! Yeva could have come back in her core form to tell Doll about the patch after she noticed her eating people. Either this, or she told Doll beforehand. This led Doll to go on an adventure to try and find the key bug for the elevator, which is why her room is filled with them and why she offered to help Uzi. This is also why she was spying on her in episode 4, after she did find the key bug. This is why she conversed with Tessin in episode 5 at the very end about giving her the key bug, so Doll could get the patch all for herself, realizing that Uzi sided with the disassembly drones, which are the ones that killed her parents. She died trying to find what her mother talked about once, soon coming to the conclusion that she had to tell Uzi, her last words being fight. And BOOM! There's the lore! Hey, there's more. Yeah. Okay, so Yeva's alive. She told Doll about the patch. What else could there possibly be? She also has the solver. This would explain how she got away from V in Doll's flashback, or at least her core if she was alive. If we go back to the computer Tessin went to, we can see that Yeva is quote-unquote patched. However, she uses her solver abilities in episode 7 to save Nori in Chambers, and after the patch is lost forever, and no one could ever get it again, this is why Nori tries to find it in episode 7. So how is Yeva patched? Well, she isn't. Or maybe she was previously, but she didn't lose some abilities. This entire computer system is just a fraud. Everything you were kind of taught about the solver and the patch is not very accurate, or other you've been led to believe. If Yeva and Doll aren't patched, then why does it show that they are? Yeva was never patched since it was the last time we saw her in action, is right here with the solver. And after the patch was lost, they were shot up to the surface, she would have no time to find the patch. The both of them, to our knowledge now, aren't dead by the time we saw them on this computer screen, so it's all just a lie, and I guess Yeva never went down to go get the patch in the null hole, and the only time we get to see these characters with it again is when the gang is in the mineshaft and N runs into Nori. So, the question lingers. What if they're all patched? All of the solver moms, Alice, Nori, and Yeva, they're all patched. So we know Alice got patched since she doesn't use it at all in episode 6, Yeva looks like she got the patch too, Nori got it thrown into her visor, so they are all actually patched. But why do some of them still actually have the solver? This leads me to think, what did the patch actually do? Well, the patch, in my eyes, tried to relieve the drones from the solver to the best of its ability, still leaving some traits behind. To go over a brief description of the solver, they have telekinesis, visions of the future, rebuilding workers into something grander like Sin did, destroying planets and hopefully getting some of that stuff going for them, and also eating people as well. So what these three moms kept is Nori. She kept the ramblings and the visions along with her telekinesis as her core, which would explain how she knew how the disassembly drones got there after the incident in the cabin fever labs. Yeva was given the patch and relieved a little bit of the solver, only keeping the telekinesis from our knowledge. With Alice, it was just to rebuild workers into something grander, her stealing parts from other workers that tried to escape the cabin fever labs, and trying, to make herself into something. I don't know, she kept cores too. And Uzi has kept it all, keeping Sin and Doll as well in her, and basically having all of the abilities. So did I just flip the entire view of the Murder Drones moms upside down, or did the guy who made this video already do that? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, maybe I'm completely wrong and this is completely disproven, but you know, I tried. I hope this theory was entertaining to you all, because, I mean, I've been thinking about this for a while. I think it's a pretty good theory. Let me know what you guys think. Your theories down in the comments, and I'm gonna see you all later. Have a good day or night, depending on where you lived. I scripted this video, and I'm so proud of it! Toodles. I don't know what it is, but I get, like, saliva in my mouth, and then I stutter so much. Does that happen to anybody else? Bye-bye.